Sometimes I'm just so tired, and I'm sure you clicked this video because maybe you're tired too. I'm self-employed. My husband Jack and I are videographers, and I'm sure if you're a business owner yourself, you might relate to this, but you're kind of always on. There's no guarantee of a weekend off, and you're accountable for your own schedule and deadlines, and there's always something to do. And that can get a bit overwhelming. So I just wanted to chat about giving yourself a break when you're self-employed and why it's so hard. It's so funny because I was supposed to make this video like 4 weeks ago, and it's about taking a break, and I guess I didn't take a break. So here we are 4 weeks later. So I think a lot of people think that because I am my own boss that I have it pretty easy, and there are honestly a lot of pros to being self-employed and being your own boss. And you can technically take a break anytime that you want. But I think what I realized is that I never really take a full day off. Like, one of the pros to working for yourself is that if you want to go catch up with a friend or something, you can just go. And usually my mindset is like, okay, I'm gonna go out during brunch, so I better get some work in before or after. If I'm gonna go out later that night, then I better be working all day. And then you kind of do that day after day, and then you realize like you're never really taking a full day off. And I think the main reason why is that I feel a lot of guilt. Yeah, so let's talk about that.
Suddenly, the world I used to know, I see it differently. You woke me from a dream, now here's reality.
Let's just sit down here. So I don't know about you, but I feel guilty when I take breaks. For example, I consider YouTube kind of like a break from work for me, and I feel so guilty like taking time to film and edit these videos while my clients are waiting for their edits. And I don't know if it's because I'm Japanese or what it is, but I feel like I cannot do anything until I get my work done. And the thing with editing is that we have an endless amount of edits to do. Like, there's always another edit to do because we are constantly filming weddings and constantly shooting, which means that, you know, even if it takes me a week to finish an edit, I have like 19 people ahead of you that needs their edit. So yeah, it's just always another edit to do, which means that like if I keep that mindset of like, oh, I just gotta finish work and then I can take a break, it's like there's never a time for a break. But I think throughout this past year, I've been a little bit more consistent with YouTube, and I realized that this is non-negotiable. Like, I feel like I need this break. Sometimes I will take a couple weeks to a month off of creating YouTube videos because I do get busy. And although I think that there are times where you should kind of keep your head down and hustle, like there are busy seasons that you just have to get work done, I found overall that my work improves when I take breaks, when I, you know, make time for myself to do YouTube videos and other things. And I feel like in the back of my head, like my very Japanese side is like, no, like that is so selfish, how dare you, you know? But I don't know, it works for me. So okay, I'm laying on the bed now because we're gonna talk about breaks. I feel like breaks come in a lot of different forms. Sometimes I just want to lay in bed and scroll through TikTok, and that's not the best for you. That's not really a mental break. I still do it sometimes, but I know that it doesn't make me feel great after. You don't feel like well rested after scrolling through TikTok, right? So there's like a few categories of breaks that I have. One is the creative break. So this is like the YouTube content that kind of fulfills the creative part of my brain. Doing weddings over and over can feel repetitive, so taking in other forms of video content helps me recharge the creative part of my brain. And of course, we have screen breaks, which is very important. This is obviously time away from the screen. I spend hours editing, and I just sit in front of the computer and just like don't even see the sunlight. So sometimes if I'm like in a flow of editing and I don't really want to like disrupt the flow, but I still need like a screen break, I will come inside the house and just do some chores, maybe some laundry, do the dishes, just to get my eyes away from the screen for a little bit. If I have a little bit more time or I'm feeling just overwhelmed by all the work, then I might spend some time outdoors, maybe go grab lunch with Jack, take the afternoon off to catch up with a friend, or if I'm feeling like I really need to do some self-care, I'll book a facial. I don't do this one as often as I would like. It's such a treat to just lay down and have like an hour to yourself. Again, not something I do all the time, but I feel like it's so worth it. And lastly, I have like a social break, and not like a break from social interaction, but like the opposite. The thing is, when you're self-employed, you don't get like the daily interactions that you might if you work in an office, you know, just like coming in, saying hi to everyone, maybe like chatting during lunch. Thankfully, I have Jack. At least we have each other, but I think it's very important to take time away from each other and make an effort to see my friends or family throughout the week. Like I mentioned, something I'm currently thinking of is how to give myself a full day off. I feel like there's always just a little bit of work I try to squeeze in. So I'm trying to be more, what's the word I'm looking for? Just trying to give myself time for a break without feeling guilty. And it's still a work in progress. Like, I still feel guilty, but you know, going on a little camping trip, or my family is coming to visit, so trying to work less during that time and just try to prioritize hanging out with them. Jack and I also decided to take December off, so we're not taking any weddings or shoots in December, just so we can take a little breather. I feel like we're still gonna have to edit a little bit because we have a lot to catch up on, but at least we won't be like stacking on more to edit by filming more. So at least a 1 month break, and we'll probably take a vacation. But yeah, my goal is to let myself at least have 1 day a week that's like a break, a full day break, which is kind of hard. Yeah, that's the plan. Okay, that's all I have for today. Let me know what your favorite way to de-stress is, or how you avoid burnout, or if you're like me and you feel immensely guilty for taking a break. And I hope that if you are super overwhelmed, that you give yourself a break right now. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and yeah, bye.